Uh-oh, Brazy.
Yeah.
Looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT
Yeah.
Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G Money. Made with a strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable, and we're live from our virtual studio overlooking the digital world. I am your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead. And Coach, you good, Coach?
I'm good, brother.
There you go. I can hear you too. And then I got my main man, Coach, with me as the North Carolina Tar Heels continue to fight over the internet. They are killing Rashad McCants.
Oh, Lord. Help me.
Woo!
Help me, Lord.
Coach, I got a text message from my main man, Asa. He said, Coach owes me an apology. I said, I agree. He had set it all up for Pittsburgh to take Shedeur at 21, and y'all only had one job.
Well, where is Asa? You ain't here to get it now.
I told him. He told me, he said he ain't gonna be able to make it tonight. He got some others. He doing some reports, so I guess he have to get it next time he get on. So
When he get on, I'm gonna get off. I ain't gonna give him no apology. None.
with that being said, Coach, how was your week and how's your week been?
Well, I'm alive. That's all I need. Can't say the same for the Bucks.
I agree.
And the Grizzlies and the Heat. Can't say the same for them, but hey, life goes on.
Life goes on, yeah. Went over to the Big Easy Grill this past weekend, just to make sure that they had been a while, so I had to make sure the food was still as consistent as can be. And whew, yes, them crab claws was something serious, boy. Whew. Catfish nuggets, big old shrimp. Yeah, but it was smashing too. So I just went and did a little taste test this past weekend, man, just to make sure it was all good. So, Coach, whenever you're ready, let's make it happen.
Long they got some boudin, I'm all right. Boudin.
Yeah, and the red beans and rice was pretty good too.
Okay, yeah, we good now. That's what I need right there.
Yeah, red beans and rice was pretty good. So yeah, it's all good with that being said. So, but we got a whole lot to talk about. Smitty said he go join us to talk about the Falcons draft about 7:45.
Uh-oh.
So stay tuned for that. Of course, we got the hot news coming up, and everybody talking about the Shedeur Sanders. So I guess we'll hop on the board and talk about it as well.
Oh, Lord, more Shedeur.
Yeah, well, you know, the Sanders family knows how to create marketing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They gonna drain the internet.
Yeah.
And the Braves lost today. God dog it.
2-1. Yeah, they lost today. And I think Chris Sale was on the mound too, so he ain't the Cy Young that we from last year for sure.
It's early. Yeah, he'll catch up. Once him and what's his name get each other's back.
Yeah, he's 1-3. So yeah, shit, he lose 3 games all of last year.
Yeah, he gonna pick it up.
All right, well.
He actually in third place. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's amazing from the start that they had. So, All right, we got some hot news talking Shador Sanders. Winners and losers of the draft. Dame is out, and so is the Bucks. And is OKC and the Cavs, are they cruising or are they just not playing nobody?
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. So with that being said, Coach, you already know how to do it. It is time to jump into some hot news. And the hot news is sponsored by our good old friends, Big Easy Grill. 1193 Collier Road, Big Easy Grills, America's best Louisiana seafood. And it's stationed right here in Atlanta, Georgia. 1193 Collier Road. That's what I said. Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill, the best place you can get some seafood and some good old shrimp, some good old crab claws, and some old beignets if you're interested. The Arnold Palmer is good. Sweet tea is good as well. They got some catfish nuggets. Yeah, ask for the catfish nuggets, and you can you'll come out a winner. I promise. Make sure you mention SRT or Sports Roundtable. Get the 10% discount on any meals $25 or more. All right, Coach. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take a stab at that thing first. Shador Sanders, finally, 144th pick in the NFL draft for 2025. Shador Sanders get picked. Why did he fall so far from what we expected?
Well, Shadur fell. He had you can count a whole lot of reasons, but one reason was Papa Sanders with all the promotion, and then every time I see this video, I just shake my head when he was talking to Tamron Hall on her show, and he said that Cleveland would not be one of the cities that would be drafting his son. Oops. Well,
Yeah,
Dion, you can't make that call now. Cleveland drafted your son, and now he's a part of the Cleveland Browns, and you have to live with it. But please, Dion, I'm gonna ask you this: don't go to his first day at camp. Please stay away. Don't go babysitting. He's a grown man now. He's in the NFL. You can't babysit him now. You gotta let him go. And what was really interesting was all the knocks started coming on Sanders closer to draft, and closer the knocks started coming. He can't do this. He can't do that. His arm ain't this. His legs ain't that. He holds the ball. All that started coming up, and it's kind of a backlash, which was very interesting with young Shadur. But now all that's behind you, and Shadur, you can't go into camp talking about making a rap video. You got to go in there and decide that you want to be the starter, which you can be on the Cleveland Browns, because you look at the five quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson will not be playing, so that's four. Joe Flacco, he want to be at home driving his kids to school. That's three. Kenny Pickett got little hands and been to three teams. That's two. So now it's you and Dylan Gabriel. Let's see who got the best arm, and let's see who made the biggest impact. Shadur.
okay, pretty good analysis. I can appreciate that. Um, Personally, I think that I agree. Sometimes it's just best to be quiet. I
Yeah.
think. I think with all the talk that that Dion promoted, and I mean, obviously, it was in good intent to
Yeah.
to promote your son, but he cannot perform in the NFL off clout and off for reputation of what his dad did. He has to go out and prove to himself that this is really what it is. So I got the thinking. Shadur was a 3-star quarterback coming out of Texas. He signed with FAU before his dad got the job at Jackson State, then decided to transfer to Jackson State. So he was already a 3-star athlete quarterback, and so was Cam Ward. But moving forward, Cam Ward actually played against, I guess, better competition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, nothing against Shadur and what he did at Colorado or Jackson State, taking Jackson State to the Celebrity Bowl 2 straight years. It's nothing to then hold your head down about. But at the same time, it one could say that people was jumping on Shadur's bandwagon because of the clout and the attention that his dad holds. And was he actually really that good of a player? Well, when you put the game film on, yeah, he was that good of a player. But was that just in college, or what? Could he transform that into the NFL?
Yep.
But that remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So what I figured that the NFL made sent out a memo and said to the NFL owners that we gonna make an example out of. You don't dictate what team your son would not go to and will go to.
Yep.
So this is an example that the NFL set out, in my opinion, to make sure that it goes to the team that Dion did not want his son to go to, because he said clearly out of his mouth that Cleveland was one of the teams that I don't want my son to play for.
He said it.
So I think the NFL said, because what sense does it make to draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and then turn around and draft Shador in the 5th round?
0.
So
2 rookies.
to me that was a NFL move to kind of add fuel to the fire based on what Dion had already said.
There it is.
And coach, let's be honest. Cleveland got to be, and you're a Pittsburgh fan, but Cleveland got to be one of the worst franchises you can get drafted by.
Yeah, a mistake by the lake.
I mean, because if you look at their history, players and coaches, they go there to die
and suffer.
Yeah, and all these things. I mean, how many coaches have they had in the last 10 years?
Lord.
3, 4,
5, 6. Keep going.
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks have they had?
Yeah. So I mean, you don't just go to Cleveland to. It's not like well, I think Bernie Kosar was the last quarterback that they had that was stable and considered good, and before him, it was Brian Sight. So I mean, Cleveland is not an organization that you go to say, I'm going here. I'm glad I'm drafted by here. I'm glad I'm drafted to this organization to gain some stability. No, that's not why you go to Cleveland. You go to Cleveland because nobody else wants you.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can celebrate, but are we really celebrating because he got drafted? And to come to find out, now you got to fight the quarterback room with all these quarterbacks in the room, and you're a 5th round pick. They don't actually need you. Because if Joe Flacco wants to play 2 more years, I'm pretty sure Joe Flacco will play. I think Joe Flacco actually may be the starter coming up here in the first game.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. He's gonna be the starter because those other ones, they not ready. None of those other ones are ready.
And this is what I got to say about the NFL though. Even though the NFL may not like Deion Sanders, they like the attention that he brings, because with the side effect to not drafting Shador in the first 4 rounds, you had people continuing to watch day 2 and day 3 of the draft, which broke NFL records. So the NFL benefited from the Sanders family.
Yeah, nobody's tougher than the Shield. They let you know when the Shield can take over when they want to.
Yeah, and have you noticed that the NFL logo is not a person, not a football, not any of those things. It's just a shield with NFL going across.
That's right.
And you're never going to be bigger than the shield. You're not going to dictate nor talk to the shield any kind of way that you want to. So I feel bad for the Sanders family. I mean, can you imagine what the mom feel like after
You know. Yeah.
looking at her son go through the ups and downs emotionally, and to add insult to injury, the prank phone call in the first round from, you know, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't know if I've ever seen so many people interested in day 2 and day 3 of the NFL draft. It was amazing.
Oh yeah. I always watch both of them. I watch as much of day three as I can. But that's what that's to me, like they always say, and they say, and they've been telling the truth for a while. That's where you build your team at. Them first round draft choice, that's cool, that's nice. But you get your grunt player, your player that's gonna help you big time in the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. Some of them you find some uh players that's gonna really help. So yeah, I watch all the time.
So we got people trying to bump up Shador and saying that, Kurt Warner, who's a Hall of Famer, um, Tom Brady, drafted in the 6th round. Kurt Warner was undrafted, and it's not over yet. Yeah, but they weren't drafted by the Browns either.
That's true.
So we can big up all we want to, but like I said, going to this organization, he's gonna need God, Jesus, Moses, and all of the disciples to help him out of this situation. And
Yeah, they
that's
had a
and that,
nice little reception for him when he came in to the camp. I mean, came to the facility. So they're gonna expect a lot out of him. Although he's not gonna be able to give him a lot because Cleveland is Cleveland. But hey, he do what he can.
because this is the thing. From they said he interviewed poorly, but and then they said his Wonderlic test was one of the worst ever. But I have an inside source, and my inside source said that Shador walked into the interview saying that he's looking to be a starter, not looking to be a backup. And so I'm thinking to myself, is that confidence? Or why do we call that arrogance? I mean,
Yeah.
what quarterback coming out of school not aiming to be a starter?
Well, he already had the arrogance tag against him because there were rumors of him going to meetings with headphones on and everything, and not fully engaged. And all the rumors come out and everything. But I think Shadua at that point should have just came in there when he walked in there. He said, He should have just said, "I'm looking to help the team." Not trying to downplay his ability and confidence, but just coming in and say, "I'm looking to help this team win games," and let it go and let it go. You know, but he got a chance to show now. All the talk in the world is over now. You can say what you want. Now it's time for you to show everybody why they picked you and justify it, even though it is Cleveland. But now you
Yeah,
can justify it by starting.
I agree. All right, so we got a Cleveland fan on the chat line. What's up, Marky? Marky say that's his quarterback. He wanted him the whole time. Just ask Hancock. Okay,
All
well we
right, you
will ask
got
him.
him.
But Marky, just like I was telling Coach, um, and I do apologize for saying but I'm just based on history. This is not an organization that a rookie would go to grow. This is an organization where they haven't developed quarterbacks. They haven't developed running backs. I mean, hell, Nick Chubb is even. They didn't even sign Nick Chubb back, didn't they?
And Nick Chubb looking like he ready to go. He over there out there jumping over hurdles and everything.
I mean, and Miles Garrett was 1 foot out the door until they came to the conclusion that, you know what, we don't want to face him. So maybe we just need to go ahead and sign him.
Yep.
So Marco, Marky, yeah, I know you're a Cleveland fan, and I know, and I hope the best for Shador. Maybe this could be, maybe Shador and God and all the disciples can come to Cleveland and turn things around, because I think that's what it's going to take, Coach. It's going to take the faith of David to beat Goliath for Shadur Sanders to turn this thing around
Well,
in Cleveland.
he better have a lot of rocks in his pocket. That's for sure. Cause
Yeah,
you going against not Flacco, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and those guys chasing after you. Yeah, so
and why wouldn't the owner of Cleveland sign Shadur when he was the first owner to actually issue a guaranteed contract?
mm-hmm.
Right, and that's right up the alley, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's see what Marky said. Yeah, he said he agreed. Yeah, I agree too. I agree. Marky, you probably right on it. You definitely right on that for sure. Yeah. So yeah, and I think the owners. So let me ask you this: so were the owners setting up Shador to fail based on what Dion said about not going to Cleveland? Did they set him up to fail? Because there have been a lot. And let me ask Marky, how many coaches have the Browns had in the last 10 years? Coach said maybe 5 or 6. But this sounds like in some ways that he was drafted to fail based on who drafted him. So I mean, we'll see. The It's a wait and see situation. I'm pretty sure everybody is going. Now they got potential. They got a potential that they don't want to buy Shadur Sanders jerseys off the NFL website. They want to buy from his own website. Well, I'm not sure if he can sell his own jersey and the money goes straight to him because without the NFL having their hand in it. Could the coach?
No, he gonna get them gonna be straight bootleg. You
Oh
better
yeah, yeah, because you can't there's no way he can sell his own jersey on his own website without the NFL getting something.
no, no. They gonna get them just go on I mean, just stop with all the politicizing, trying to stop the NFL from doing this. The NFL do. The NFL got you now. You in the league. Worry about football. Stop worrying about every sideshow. I'm do this. I'm this. I'm gonna sell my merch here. I'm gonna do that. No, worry about getting on the field.
Yeah. What up,
Dude,
Dez?
Dez in the house.
Yeah,
Dez in the house.
yeah, Dez in the house. Yes, sir.
Get on the field, dude, and play the game. Stop with all off the field stuff. You endured that already. They showed you
Mm-hmm.
what they can do when they want to do it. So now it's time to shut up and play foot. Now I ain't gonna say shut up and play football. Let me stop saying that. I don't want to say that. Time for you to show them you can play football. And people like I said, they use that Tom Brady reference all the time. Tom Brady was not that good in college. He was okay. But Tom Brady built himself up when he came out of college. And if it wasn't for that tackle on Drew Bledsoe, we would know that Tom Brady was the GOAT. Seriously.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this has been. I listen. You know what else I think, Coach? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the NFL noticed that the NBA has been gaining steam because they continue to the NFL wanted to take over Christmas, but the NBA still had Christmas, so the NFL is going to try to create football in the summertime while basketball is still going on. So what better way to do it than use a Sanders to do that?
Yeah.
All right, let me see what Mark had to say. I didn't hear Chris Carter take. Did you hear Chris Carter take?
I heard part of it. I didn't hear all of it.
Yeah, Marky. Listen. I hope like heck that he gets a shot. I just don't understand. It seemed like he was set up to fail based on drafting Gabriel in the third round and then drafting Sanders in the fifth round. If you really wanted him, why did you just draft him in the third round?
Make it simple.
Yeah. So I don't get it. So my next question is, Coach, did if Travis Hunter last name was Sanders, does he go number two?
Sure.
He
Yeah,
still
because
goes number two.
he just that good.
So his production outweighs his clout.
Man, we go back to looking at that boy playing at Collins Hill High School and down in Swanee and all the stuff he was doing. Travis Hunter is has been on point. And then on top of that, people think Travis Hunter, jokers love to go to the grade point average, 3.9 from this kid. And they asked him, they said, "Are you gonna go to be Travis Hunter, the defensive back, or Travis Hunter, the wide receiver?" He said, "I'm gonna be Travis Hunter," and left him at that. He ain't tell them which one. Because he's smarter than that. He like, "Now y'all ain't finna pigeonhole me into nothing. I'm just Travis Hunter." And Travis Hunter is loving what he does. He's a kid that loves football. He loves the game. He loves life. And he ain't about to get bogged down in all this political blah, blah, blah. He just want to play football. And he
Yeah,
ready for Jacksonville to help him out on whichever side he on. They put him on. So no, it wouldn't
yeah,
matter what Hunter got on the back of his jersey because he just that good. And
yeah. I agree.
Shador is not on his level. I'm sorry.
I can agree. Totally agree with that. If Shador last name was Thomas, does he go in the first round?
Nope.
Still don't go.
Nope.
So the 3-star rating coming out of high school was that's pretty much was the fair then, right?
Yeah, I think Shador would have gone higher, but he wouldn't have gone first round, I don't think.
Okay. Once the word got out that he didn't want to be a backup, did that kind of placate how all the teams looked at him at that point?
Well, like I said, people know your daddy, and they know your daddy. That already leads a connotation of how they feel about you, and then they see you doing some of the things uh that your daddy was doing. They like, okay, now here we go. He's a little arrogant like his daddy was, but now again,
Yeah,
all I want you to do is back it up now. It's time should do it. You ain't got to go out and throw for 5,000 yards. You can have a decent season and improve Cleveland. That division. You're not winning the division. I can be honest to tell you that division right now is still too tough for the Browns to win. But if you can make a dent in it, you know I don't know if you're gonna finish above fourth place, but hey, anything's possible if you do what you do.
agreed.
But talking
All
is
right, so
over
let's.
now.
I agree. Let's see, Marco. If his last name was Manning, he would have went first round for sure. That goes without saying. So coach, we got to do the winners and the losers of the draft. So you want to start with your Steelers, or you want to just go winners or losers of the draft, in your opinion?
Either one is fine. Um, when I look at the Steelers, I look at them like I said. They got a B minus on most people's charts, which I can agree with. They answer a lot of questions, positions. They got the big guy out of Oregon, and for him, his story. That's the one dude I'm hoping for out of everybody that does well, because his story is one of just that's heartbreak right there. But it just show you how life is, and life on earth, and how God is so good, and things happen. His mama was alive long enough to see him get drafted before she unfortunately passed away. So I'm hoping that
Yeah.
kid does well. He's gonna help them big time. They answered the running back position with the big boy out of Iowa. They got him in there to help out. They answered a lot of position now. Uh, Will Howard, I'm on the fence with
He
him.
got a big arm though, coach. But
Yeah,
he didn't have a good combine. But he
yeah,
does have a big arm though.
yeah. I'm on the fence about him. I don't expect him to start this year. I expect him to come in and learn from the people ahead of him and just show be ready to contribute when they call his name. So winners in the draft, the Giants actually did pretty well. I give them credit; they did pretty well. Um, so for some reason, well, I'll get back to them. Who else did pretty good? The Giants did well. The Jaguars did well.
Yeah,
They
they
got
did.
some spots. Um, Losers. The Bengals, I don't think addressed everything they needed to. They needed some more defensive guys, and they didn't address that as much as they should. That Stewart kid is gonna be good uh on the edge to help Hendrickson out. So he's gonna be good. But as usual, the Cowboys well, you know where they find them at. The Cowboys you know, they just pick to be picking sometimes. Uh let's see. There's another team that did pretty well. I'm trying to think of who it is.
You can either go winners or losers or steals. Who was the steal of the draft in your opinion?
Uh
I got two jump right off the page.
them doggone Eagles. I don't know what somebody tell me, and I'm just asking just off the top of my head. What does the rest of the league be thinking about when they let jokers fall to the Eagles? That's gonna help them. Jahad Campbell is a beast, and he get to the
Yeah,
Eagles to get right out there to play with the front seven of the Eagles. I'm like, good lord, how many times they keep getting defensive players that's gonna stop y'all? And that's another one. Jahad Campbell is a murderer.
yeah, I
He
agree.
hits like a grown man. So he's one. Um, who else?
Marco say the biggest winners and losers are the Browns. They both.
hmm, okay. He said
Coach, I'm
only
gonna be
they.
honest with you. Mike Green going to Baltimore is
Oh
a
yeah.
steal
Oh
of the draft.
Lord. I try not to even mention Baltimore, but they just managed to steal defensive players every time you look up him and Malachi Starks. I'm like, good grief, good grief. How do y'all?
See
How do you?
that's the difference between winning organizations and organizations who don't know how to win yet. How do you how man the Ravens just continue to get better and better with their drafting.
Yeah.
And your boy from South Carolina, Nick, went to Seattle. I'm gonna let,
Imananori,
yeah, I'm gonna let you pronounce his last name for me.
another one, another one.
Yeah. That was the other steal of the draft too. Both in the second round when they first round talents, but win in the second round.
Yep. But not there was some real sad news that I saw. Um, Jordan Travis, excuse me
Yeah,
while
I
I get
heard
it.
about it. About
He
he
retired.
retiring because of the leg injury.
I hate that for that kid, man. He did all that to get there, and that leg just ain't healed right. Maybe he have a chance. Maybe he'll try to come back. I don't know, but sounds like he not gonna try to make that. Gonna make that call. I hate that for him, but let's see. Yeah, but the ever since Ozzie Newsome and all them guys, man, the Ravens always managed to do a great job in the draft, no matter what.
Man,
And I,
super awesome job by them. I'm like, bruh, you don't even have to you can just take it like you want it, and just come back, and once you see who they drafted and how they drafted, you like, wow, Baltimore Ravens once again has done their deal.
And what's the name? My favorite quarterback. Well, he one of my young favorite quarterback, Caleb Williams. You got no excuse this year. Zero. You got zero excuses. They done provided you with some serious talent on offense. Got your offensive line. Got you another wide receiver. Got you some other stuff. Hey, Caleb Williams under Ben Johnson. Y'all need to make some noise. You don't need to. You're not gonna win a Super Bowl. You not, but you supposed to improve this year. There's no way you're not supposed to improve. Got you
I
another
agree.
tight end, and then they got the boy from Missouri, Luther Burden. They got him another wideout to play out there with DJ Moore and Odunze and all them. So no excuse, no excuse. You supposed to improve this year. If you don't, then that's on you, Caleb Williams.
And Kyle Hamilton, they signed Kyle Hamilton. They picked up his fifth year option.
Him and Malachi gonna be running that secondary. That's gonna be tough to
Mark, I'm
beat.
not sure if you want to. I'm not sure if you're going to get credit for that now. I mean, I do understand that it is facts, but you know, uh, I'm not. We not gonna give you credit for what the Ravens are doing. You can't be a Ravens and Browns fans at the same time. He tried to slip one in there on us, didn't he, Coach?
hmm
Yeah, but yeah, I agree. I mean, that is a fact, but for what the Baltimore Ravens have been doing over the last decade with their drafting and their defense, can't
And
compare to what
and
they
what's
can't
the
compare
name?
to what Cleveland has done.
Yeah, what's the name? Got feel ought to be feeling good too. Jordan Love, he got him two wideouts. One Matthew Golden ran a 4.29 in the 40, and then got the boy from TCU. So you know it should be some teams got to show and prove. They got to show now. So, but hey, they always say nobody can tell how people did in the draft until they play. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
agreed.
Especially Travis Hunter with his fuchsia colored jacket on. That kid there, well, that joker there, you can't. I don't think anybody can tell him anything, make him mad. I'm like, dog, because he always smiling, he always feeling good. He like, hey, y'all can't tell me nothing. I done
You
got
know, I
drafted.
think Travis Hunter is more happy about that he can continue to fish because
Yeah,
he's down there in Florida.
yeah, he gonna. Oh yeah, he good. He gonna be fishing all day. So, oh yeah, what's the name? The Saints need to be beaten. The Saints need to be beaten unmercifully. Y'all passed on Shadua, and you got the guy Tyler Schluff, whatever his name is. But hey, you needed some help. So they'll be finishing last in the division. But Carolina's still there. So
Yeah. All right, Coach Dame is out for. Well, Milwaukee is pretty much done. So
yeah, yeah. And that dude Damon Lillard is one of the good guys out there. And when I saw him fall, I knew that's what it was. I said, "Oh gosh." He just fell. He crumpled to the ground. Nobody
yeah.
touched him. I said, "Oh Lord."
Before we move on, Coach, I need you to answer this with Marky.
What do you guys think about Mason? Marky, Graham is gonna be very dangerous out there on that field. Graham is a stud. He can get down, and he's gonna help that position big time. And you got him out there with
You just said it
Garrett.
in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be like they gonna quickly move near the top of the charts as far as bookends on each side. So now, if you are offensive coordinator, you got some problems because you got to block both of them. So that's gonna take up half your line, and that's gonna free up somebody to do some damage. Yeah, Graham is big time,
yeah.
but you got to score on offense though. That's the thing. You can stop
That's
everybody on
yeah.
defense, but you got to score on offense. So
That's true. Yep. So Cleveland will be up there pretty good as far as defense is concerned, but they got to score offense.
yep.
All right, so let me go to this real quick, coach, and then we'll continue to talk about Milwaukee and Dame and all that good stuff. Let's see here. I had it up. Mhm. Okay, there we go.
My pops, I had no idea it happened until I got to the back, and me and my pops have talked about that, and I don't agree with what transpired there from him. Basketball is basketball, and let's keep it on the court. And I think that he just got excited, saw his son make a game winner, and came on the court. The emotions of the game just got excited there. I talked with him. I'll talk with Giannis.
One thing I'll say is that I believe like being humble in victory. That's how way I am now. There's can be a lot of people out there that are like, no, when you win the game, you gotta talk shit, and it's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. Disagree. I've won the championship. They haven't. Okay, and that doesn't say anything. I'm not trying to minimize their effort, but I remember when I won. My mom, that she's never missed the games from February, February 11th or 13th when she came in Milwaukee against the Knicks. She never missed a game. When we won the championship, I remember my mom. She was scared to cross. She was like, "Am I allowed to come and hug my son?" Um, I see. Except now, my brother does media for this year. He wants to come back and play, but like except in that, you've never seen my family like see courtside. See, this is not something that we do. We don't. I try to keep my family away from the game. But losing a game, emotions run high. Having a fan, which at the moment I thought he was a fan, but then I realized he was Tyrese's son, which I love. Tyrese, I think he's a great competitor. He was his dad. Sorry, coming in the floor and showing me his son a towel with his face. This is what we do. This is what we effing do. This the f we do. This. I feel like that's very very disrespectful. You know, my dad. My dad. If you guys go and ask and learn, my dad's not with us no more. My dad used to come in the family room and was the most respectful person ever. You know, when you come from nothing and you've worked.
All right, coach. That's enough of that. We can go ahead and talk more about that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate that Giannis had to put up with that, and we gonna get more into that. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Smith on, man, as we do our Falcon reports. Give me 1 second here. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Should be bringing him on in. He off right now, but my main man, there he is. My main man Smitty is in the building.
Hey, what's up, my G?
All is good, man. A last minute Falcons report, and Smitty, thanks again for carving out 15 minutes for me, man. But the very first thing I gotta, based on everything that I've seen, all of your videos, I've seen them all. And I've come up with a conclusion. I've come up with this conclusion that the Falcons undrafted free agency that they've signed can rival and be better than the draft that they had last year.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
You can see that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about,
they have some strong potential falling right in their lap right after the draft.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and talk about the draft first of all. Let's go ahead and talk about the draft. They finally get Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Then they come back, trade up. And Terry must not stop getting a check from New Orleans because he's super aggressive right now.
Come on, man. You got to stop it with that, man.
He done traded back up to get the number 2 first round picks in the draft. Here, James and Jalen Walker, and then they come back and get 2 ball hawkers. Then they come back and get an offensive lineman, which, okay, cool. All right, so tell me, how did you feel about getting the first 2 guys in the first round?
I absolutely thought it was a must. Arthur Blank set the tone already when he said once the offseason started and they started doing interviews and the draft started, talk started, getting up there. He said defense would be a focal point, and they stuck to their word. When you look at Jalen Walker, guys, I told you on the show last week and a couple of weeks ago, he's one of those guys you can move around on the field like a Micah Parsons. This is the type of talent you need in today's NFL, especially with quarterbacks that can use their legs. We had Mike Vick back in the day, so we knew how it was. That was just, a couple of guys in the league. But now you have to have quarterbacks that are mobile, and you have to have linebackers that can spy them and linebackers that can sit the edge to keep them inside the pocket for the defensive ends. You look at James Pierce. He was one of the highest rated pass rushers in the country last year, and that's the second year in a row that the Falcons have drafted somebody, a player that was in college that was, well, really 3 times because Braden Trice, who was injured last year, and Brandon Dorless, they were the highest rated pass rush win rate in college football before they got drafted. And this year is James Pierce. So now all they have to do is bring all that together, get the pass rush going, and I'm just interested to see what Jeff Ulbrich is going to do and how he's going to use these guys. And versatility, as I told y'all, is going to be the key with all of these guys. You're going to see these guys line up all over the field, from outside linebacker to middle linebacker. Yeah, you can see them line up in the slot, covering the tight end. So, yeah, man, I love both of those first picks. And the crazy thing about it, they started to take James Pierce at 15, but he ended up falling in their lap with a trade up from the Rams. So people were mad about giving up that first round pick, but all they did was push it forward a year, because next year they won't have to pay a first round pick. They can save that money and go after a big name to probably be the missing piece to a deep playoff run. So that's the way I just see those first 2 picks.
They got the 2. They got 2 ends. Then they got the 2. I'm not sure they call them safeties or DBs. I'm just gonna call them DBs. Out of Watts and Bubba, what position do they play?
I think Xavier Watts is he's a hybrid as well. I think he's a hybrid between a safety and a linebacker, because he actually played linebacker at Notre Dame. When you talk about Billy Bowman, he's going to be the DB. He's going to be safety / corner type hybrid that's going to play the slot, sort of like Brian Poole when he was here back in the day during that Super Bowl run. He was later moved to safety, but he played corner after Desmond Trufant went down. So Billy Bowman had the speed, the awareness, and the ability to play the slot cornerback position. So I think with him, he's going to give Clark Phillips and D Offer to run for their money. And a lot of these guys are going to be vying for time to play on the outside as well. When you look at Xavier Watts, he's going to help the run game. He's going to be pretty much a Jesse Bates of this defense too. So those two guys on the field at the same time, along with Jordan Fuller, who they brought in as a free agent, it's going to be a battle to watch at the safety position. But I absolutely love it because if you have competition at your position, it kind of makes you kind of make these guys fight and play better. So with these two defensive backs, don't be surprised if one of them is starting by week 1.
All right. So, man, you had a conversation, and we said that Will Johnson, we would have loved that pick as well in the first round if they would have went that route.
Right.
But they didn't. But there's a guy that they dropped in their lap, Smith, and you want to talk about Mr. from Kansas?
Kobe Bryant. Yeah, Kobe Bryant was a godsend, man. I look at Kobe Bryant and I see Sauce Gardner 2.0, just a little bit smaller. You talk about a guy that's uber athletic, great instincts, not scared to tackle. Actually, tackle is one of his better traits. So this is another guy that could battle for that outside position with Mike Hughes. And coming from Kansas, now, I don't know how he fell out of the draft, not being drafted. It had to be the interview, had to be a background check. I don't know. But the Falcons got a blessing right here because, look, if they can find a way to squeeze this guy into the lineup, he's going to make plays. You just have to have him on the field. He can play zone. He can play cover. He can play press. He's just an all-around talent. And, yeah, he's a little bit small at 6 feet, about 180, but he packs a punch for that size. So I think Kobe Bryant is going to battle for the number 2 position. Mike Hughes may start the season, but depending on how he plays throughout the season, you could see a mix of Kobe Bryant and Mike Hughes on the outside, or you could see Clark Phillips on the outside as well. But I think Kobe Bryant was an absolute steal, man. And you didn't even have to draft him. And like you said, we needed a corner. I like Will Johnson, but he ended up going to Arizona. But Kobe Bryant is a great consolation prize.
And the offensive lineman out of Wisconsin,
Jack Nelson. Jack Nelson is an elite pass protector, but you know how Wisconsin offensive linemen are bred. They're bred to, for running backs and, run blocking. And I think Dwayne Letford is going to use this kid, man, and he's going to coach him up. And I think he can use him as a reliable depth piece because you have Storm Norton getting up in age. Caleb McGarry is probably on the last year of his deal. We don't know if he's going to come back. So Jack Nelson could be 7th round gem if he's coached up right and if he steps right in and step right in and learn the system. But I think coming from Wisconsin, he knows how to run block and his pass blocking is pretty good. So we'll see how it turns out.
how do you rate this draft from Mr. Terry Fontenot for this year?
I had to give him an A-, and the only reason why I gave him an A- is because I still would have loved to see a defensive tackle. I think they're going to go with what they have already and who they brought in. And actually, they got an undrafted free agent that's a defensive tackle, kid out of Miami named Simeon Barrow. He's built like Grady Jarrett. Actually, he's excellent against the run. He can rush the passer. He claws up run lane, draws double teams. So he's going to be one to keep an eye on as well. But I think they're going to go with Rook, Dorless, Taquan Graham, and these guys. I think they have confidence in them. But you're going to see a growing process at the interior of the defensive line. So if you see them, not where they need to be, they're going to take time. That was the only withdrawal that I had from the draft. But overall, the A-, I like what they did. They went and got ball hawks. They went and got edge rushers, and they got a depth piece on the offensive line, so you couldn't ask for much more than that. They did give up a first, but they still ended up with the same 5 picks that they went in the draft with. So other than that, I love the draft. So I just hope they can execute.
What about the center position?
I think they're gonna roll with Ryan Nuzell and Jonathan Gwynn. Nuzell played pretty good last year, so if they got confidence in him, I mean, I got to have confidence unless something else comes along. They did sign an undrafted free agent at their position, guy named Joshua Gray, out of Oregon State, I think it was, or Oregon. Great run blocker, vicious, and this is what they like. They like run blockers because running the football is still going to be key to this team winning football game with controlling the clock and keeping that defense as fresh as possible. So they have a plan in place. I'm just waiting to see, can these coaches finally get it together to put this team on the track to a winning season and a deep playoff run.
All right, so we did see a video of Arthur Blank's son taking a phone call as well. Is this a sign of something to come?
He's been around a while, man. They just don't see him, but I'm sure he's been around. He's been teaching him for a while because Arthur Blank is 83 years old, man. He's not going to be around forever. He knows that. And he's got to have someone in his family, probably his kids, to fill in for him when he's done. And I think, to see him on camera doing the right thing, focusing on the draft, learning the ins and the outs of everything. I love to see it, man, because whoever takes over after he's gone, they've got to step in and, keep things rolling, and nobody can do that like somebody that knows exactly how you like things ran.
So could it be true that Arthur Blank's son is going to give out the punishment for Jeff Ulbrich in the debacle that happened over the weekend?
Well, they got fined $350,000. The Falcons had to pay $250, and Jeff Ulbrich had to pay $100 out of his pocket. But I'm gonna tell you like this, man, and I'm gonna try to keep it PG. You know where I'm coming from when I'm finna say this. When you see things like that, it just makes you think how was he raised? Because if I'm coming up, if you coming up, if we were coming up, we knew if a grown person left something on the table, open up, you better not touch it. They can go leave out the house, go to the store. It better be at the same spot on the same page when they come back. So
I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, this is an example of how he's been raised.
Yep, bad parenting. And look, they've taken away the way we discipline our kids. When we were coming up, we got hit with switches, we got hit with stitching cords, anything our parents can pick up.
Now go ahead, say it all, Spirit. The folks ain't listening to our show. They're not listening.
Shoes, pots, pans, anything that they can find. But today's kids, talking to them and yelling at them, they don't understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for all the whippings I got. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I don't know why I would be if my granddad didn't beat the brakes off me, because I was a hard head. So
yeah,
I mean that to me, that's just bad parenting 101. First of all, he wasn't thinking. He's 21 years old, so I don't want to hear he was just a kid. 21 years old, you know exactly what you're doing at the end of the day. So when you look at it, he had it planned in his mind. When he looked in the iPad and found that number, he knew exactly what he was going to do. And I'm sure he found more numbers than that. But since it was Shedeur Sanders, that's what came up. And that apology that he put out, I wouldn't believe it. He don't regret nothing he did. But if that iPad is on there tomorrow, open just like it was today, the other, he gonna do the same exact thing again.
Well, with that being said, Smith, I'm finna bring another father on who I know wouldn't allow that to happen, and that's my main man, Mr. Hancock is in the building. Yes, sir.
What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
Ain't no
How y'all doing, man?
Ain't no way in the world Boogie or Jalen gonna be prank phone call to nobody, huh?
Let's hope not, big homie. I don't need to go to jail.
All right, Smitty. To finish up, Smitty. You get a Falcons a minus in their draft. It's all, and you saw it in the comments. They say Nance on the staff and coach,
Absolutely.
to get it together. So can they combine this draft class along with what they have with the quarterback that they needed to push forward and win the South? Can they do that with what we got going on right now?
If the coaches put forth their best effort, I absolutely think they can. And I didn't even mention the wide receiver that they got from San Jose State. He was one of the better wide receivers in the country last year. He went undrafted also. So that gives Michael Penix another weapon. And I think he can find a way to get on this roster, on this 53-man roster, because I think he can beat out Casey Washington. I think he can probably beat out Ray McCloud, unless Ray McCloud is going to play special teams. But as a wide receiver, I think Nick Nash is probably one guy to look at. And I'm from the Falcons, I would put him on the 53, because if you cut him, somebody grab him, that might be a start that you lose. So all they have to do is put forth their best foot coaching, and how they fell apart last year at the end, that can't happen again.
Okay. What let's go ahead and talk about this prank phone call in essence. Does this do anything to jeopardize the trust in Jeff Albricks and the way he's going to run our defense? Does it put a stain on the belief and the trust from Terry or Arthur Blank's eye to say, is this really the guy to run our defense? Does that do anything in that office to make Albrick's job a little tougher than it would normally be?
I would say no, because it does to a certain extent, but I would mainly say no because like I said, it has to do with parenting. He can't trust his kid, true enough. But with them having to trust him, that was something that happened at home. Now, had that happened at Flowery Branch or somewhere like that, he probably gets fired. But since it happened at home and it was out of his control, I think they'll overlook it. But that fine that he gets for $100,000, I think that'll wake him up to never do that again.
Yeah. Well, he make 1.6, but 1.5 now.
Yeah, that's a game paycheck. Yeah.
But $100K is $100K, no matter which way you look at it.
Man,
so that 21-year-old will be working 21 years to pay me back.
Man, I honestly, it's ridiculous, man, because how is a 21-year-old, how can you not think, well, I can possibly get my dad fired and I lose income too? But instead, he think about that 10 minutes of fame, 10 seconds of fame that he's going to get, but it backfired.
Yeah. All right, Coach Hancock, you got any question for Smith before we let him go? He said he's going to give us we run it up on it.
Well, I really didn't hear what was happening on the way in. I don't know how he felt about the edge rushers he's gotten. So if you're going to be a little redundant, I'd just like to hear how you feel about that.
Oh, man, I absolutely love it. Like I said, man, you got two guys that can line up anywhere on the field. With Jeff Albrick being a linebacker type guy, he's going to know how to use these guys. And one person that is going to have to watch out is Troy Anderson, who's been hurt the last 2 years. Getting both of these guys is going to make it rocket for him, because I think this could be his last year. Also, with these guys, with Jalen Walker being able to play in the middle, I think it gives Caden Ellis a chance to showcase what he does best, and that's rushing the passes. You saw him in certain situations, especially at Philadelphia Eagles game, where he lined up mostly on the outside. I could see more of that in 2025, and I can see him probably with double-digit sacks, especially with Jalen Walker in the middle.
Okay.
Coach, you might
That's
quiet
all I
up there.
really had.
Coach, you got any question, Coach?
Yeah, y'all ain't talking to me. Y'all talking to each other. I'm just sitting and listening. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, Smitty Smith from the southwest side of the state. Let me say you something. Look here. You doing all that homering for the Falcons and everything, A grade and all that, how this and that. You missed several key points. Number one, with
I'm listening.
Pierce, you missed the fact that his girlfriend brings him out.
Oh, I saw that, man. I can't speak
How
on that.
she
I'm
was,
mad. I'm a
how she
married
was
man.
rubbing
I
on
got
that
to keep my
knee.
voice down, coach.
She rubbing that knee. She feel good. She's like, yeah, all right, partner. We got this thing going. And number
Yeah,
two,
man.
here's the thing you got to ask yourself: will Terry Fontenot and Raheem the Dream Morris be invited back to the picnics on the South Side?
If we have a good record, they will be. But if they don't, I think Raheem gonna be packing his bags. I think Terry's actually safe after this draft because the last two drafts, Terry Fontenot has gave Raheem Morris everything he needs to succeed. And Raheem Morris actually cost himself his job because when you look at what happened with Kirk Cousins with that injury, I know and you're a coach and y'all watch on film. If we stand there and we knew and we said it on my show, we knew he was hurt. So if we know he hurt, they sitting out there coaching him, they know he hurt.
Yeah, but hold on, Smith. Hold on, Smith. Hold on. We got some revisionist history. Because I can't, I would be sworn here to hear you say that because I thought you were all in on Kirk Cousins. Because I
I
said
was,
last year this was a
I
bad
was.
move.
Hey, and I stand by
So,
it. But if that injury never happens, he continues to play good like they were at 6-3. We wouldn't be having this conversation
no. But I'm saying, okay, so you think it was the injury that happened here that caused him to
in
be
the Saints game. Yeah, in the
the
Saints game.
oh, okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
was talking about from the jump, coming off an Achilles. That's what I was talking
No.
about. But
Yeah, he
okay,
was hurt.
okay, I got you.
I said that too, though. I said he had it killer. He wasn't fully healed, but as the season went on, he started to use that leg a little bit more, and he started to run actually. But when that Saints game, when he got hit on that blitz, I knew it was over.
Mhm.
I knew that game, and I told HO, I knew that game. You lose to a team that lost 7 straight games, that kills your confidence for the rest of the season.
So
Well,
how is that all on Raheem? I mean, with the general manager, he makes the moves. I mean, so why
Oh,
isn't he gonna feel the heat?
Raheem is the coach. If you see him out there playing,
No,
and
I'm
you
talking
know
about
he's
bringing it here. No. I'm talking about bringing him here because now you just said he was coming
I'm
in
gonna be
here with
honest.
an Achilles.
Honest with that, and I've said this 1,000 times. I put that on Arthur Blank. If it weren't for Arthur Blank, I don't think Kirk Cousins come here because he has the last say so.
Okay. All
well,
right. Well, I don't know.
keep Kirk Cousins away from Pittsburgh.
He can go there. Hey, look, they can give me a 4 for 4 and they can have him. I don't care. As long as he get off the books.
But he off the books, but his money still gonna be in messing you up. You can't use it.
Well, no, if they take on about 20 million of the cap space, it'll give us some cap relief.
Yeah.
I gotta look that one up. I don't know about that one, but okay. Well, look, I thought
With
with the cap space, I don't know. I looked that one up, Smitty. I think they'll get out the money, but I think the cap space can't be used. It was the same thing that happened when they had Julio and
Right, right,
when,
right, right,
and
right.
you remember they
Matt
couldn't
Ryan.
use the money.
Right.
Yeah, so it won't relieve the cap. The cap is hurting. That's a problem. That's why I
Yeah.
was against bringing him here. I was against it once you said. I mean, that's why I said you had already made your bid. Then to go out and get a quarterback that was going to sit behind him, that didn't make sense to me. So that's why I was saying no. But anyway, we're not going to
Yeah.
revisit that.
Yeah, but the
yeah.
insurance policy paid off because he played at the end of the season. So we'll get to see what
But
he can do
what
this
did
year.
that get you? I
I
mean,
mean, it
how
doesn't
was that
matter.
an
I mean,
insurance policy?
hey, you make mistakes. You make mistakes.
I'm saying, but how was that an insurance policy for last year? You didn't do anything with that. You didn't go to no playoffs. You didn't do
But
anything. How
again,
was that an insurance policy?
if Raheem Morris does his job and pulls Kirk Cousins, start Pennis a little bit early, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation either. That's why I
Okay.
said Raheem is to blame as well. Because I'm sure just
All
like if
right.
we watching football and we know he know he hurt.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well,
If with that being said, does Kirk Cousins start opening day roster this year, or does he? Or is he off the roster?
He gonna be ordering everybody Popeyes on Sundays.
I wouldn't even want him in training camp if I'm moving on to this new quarterback. I don't even
Do
want
the
him
same
in the
thing.
building.
I agree, 100%. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, it's time to turn that page. You got to get him out of there some kind of way. You got to make
And
some
then
kind of backroom deal, whatever. He got to go.
he's caused so much commotion through social media and through the media period, and he hasn't opened his mouth a lot, but the things you've seen him do, as far as when he was at the, I think it was he was somewhere, and somebody, I think D-Led tried to interview him, and he sent his team to run D-Led off, went backstage, got a t-shirt, put on a t-shirt over his Falcons shirt, and tried to hide in plain sight, and
Yeah.
he's running his mouth again. That got us a got our fifth round pick taken. So he's done a lot of that this offseason. So I mean, he's just a nuisance at this point.
Yeah, I think it's too much. I think he has to go. You have to clean that slate and give your young quarterback nothing but confidence that he's the guy. So I think he needs to get out of there.
Absolutely,
You got to get
100%.
him out of there.
If he goes, Smitty, then who's the backup?
Mm. I think they just signed a quarterback. Uh, Nick Easton Stick, former Chargers, would probably be
Not
the
the
backup
stick.
quarterback. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, I think I remember. I think I remember that now coming
Yeah,
across.
he's a backup at the Chargers.
I don't care
Yeah.
what they said. D Led got the best voice in the game when he be talking. He killed me. You know the Falcons gotta get their players. You make sure that they know who they're
D-Led, my
picking.
dude, man.
Yeah,
D-Led, my
Love D
dude.
Led.
yeah. So, all right, so Smitty, if you can give us one thing about the undrafted free agents, do you think how many makes the team out of the guys out of the 11 that we signed that wasn't drafted?
Kobe Bryant, Nick Nash, Simeon Barrow, and maybe Quincy Skinner, the
That's
wide
four.
receiver from Vanderbilt. Yeah,
That's
I would
four.
say those four if I had to choose.
So 4 out of 11 will be done.
Hmm.
All right, before I let you go, give me your thoughts on why Shador dropped to the 5th round. I know we've been talking about this all week, and I'm pretty sure you got an opinion.
I gotta agree with what I said on my show, man, on my channel. I just feel like he got blackballed because of who his dad is. Nobody likes his dad because he's succeeding and he has that swag and that confidence that a lot of people just can't get with. And it's his dad, so some of that is in him too. And a lot of people say he's too cocky and things of that nature. But I mean, it's his personality. That's who he is. So one thing about it, would you be saying that if he comes to the NFL and ends up being a starting quarterback and pretty good quarterback, I think he can be, because you see they put a lot of weapons around him through the draft and what they already had. So I just think it's just people. I mean, they got a standard in the NFL. They want the blue collar standard. He just don't fit that. I'm gonna just keep it at that because we know where he come from, but a lot of other people don't know where he come from. So that's about the best I can put it. But I do think it was collusion at the end of the day.
I'll definitely agree with you on that. So when Dion said that Cleveland Browns would not be one of the teams that my son would go to, that's exactly what the NFL did to make him
Yeah,
say.
and honestly, HL, I think what went on in the media for 2 days, I think put pressure on somebody to draft him. Because if it wasn't a blew up in the media, he would have been an undrafted free agent, went anywhere he wanted, or ended up in the CFL with Toronto, who had put him on their list. So I mean, if it wasn't no pressure from the media and bad feedback, making them look bad, I don't think he would have got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I don't think he would have got drafted either. And I mean, it's bad when Donald Trump weighs in and say, "Hey, wait a minute, okay, what are we doing here? You know it's bad."
But the thing is, what made it so bad? Not one of the 6 quarterbacks taken before him had a better season than he did. So that was the red flag right there. That just like Barry Sanders playing at Oklahoma State and he falls all the way to the 6th round and he done ran for 37 touchdowns in the season. Just think about that.
Yeah.
That's just how bad that looks. But think about this too, and if relationships go a long way, man. Nick Saban was real bad against the Neil idea of bringing in paying athletes. What does Deion Sanders do as soon as he gets to Colorado? You have players getting $1 million Neil deals. As soon as he gets there, he's a walking advertisement, boy, and they don't like that. So they don't want nobody to outshine them. They feel like taking money out their pocket, I guess. So, I mean, it's sad, but that's the truth.
Hancock, you got a message in the chat.
Yeah, that's Margaret. We've been talking about this all week long, man. And I mean, the Cleveland Browns, the fan base is ecstatic. They love that they've gotten him, man. So I hope he gets a shot. But Mark and I have gone back and forth, and I'll be honest with you. The NFL is not in the business of looking bad. And I would definitely not be surprised if he got cut. I'll be honest with you. You're talking about a fifth round pick. And people just automatically say, well, this is a good situation. But I don't think they understand how training camps work and how there are a limited amount of reps that are given to quarterbacks. And with him being the last person on the depth chart, he's going to get maybe 4 plays a session from what I'm understanding. So think about that. If one of those plays is a run play, now he's down to 3 pass plays. I mean, it's so weighted against him right now that they took another quarterback 2 rounds ahead of him. So that lets you know the way they feel about him. And if you watched when they drafted him, there was no enthusiasm. It was ridiculous. You could see that the GM was like, you all put me out here like this. Because there was something that came down to say, we're not taking him. Take him off the board. Boomer Esiason already spoke out of church and told everybody that the owners were saying don't take him. So what they did to the GM was tell him, we're not taking him. And then in the 5th round, he gets tapped on the shoulder. All right, we're going to move up and take him now. We're going to give up 2 picks, move up after you've just taken a quarterback and get him. For what? What was it? There was no rhyme or reason. Yeah, and then and so what he was, I don't even think he was mad that he was taking Shador because he's Shador. He was taking him and upset because he was like, now I got to go out of here and face the media and tell them all these lies. I got to come up with something to tell them about why I took Shador after we passed on him 4 times. And we could have had him in the 3rd round, but we wasted 2 picks to go back up into the 5th and get him. And then you come out and say, well, the price was low. You took away 2 draft picks, camp bodies or whatever, to go get him, and now he's 5th on the depth chart. And the media is it pisses me off to no extent because they spin it. I'm listening to Chase Daniel, and I know you got to go, Smitty, but I'm gonna be quick on this.
I'm good.
I'm listening to Chase Daniel on that show with him, Acho, and James Jones, and they're talking about it. James Jones saying pretty much what I was saying. Now, Chase Daniel's sitting here and he's talking about it, and he's kind of backpedaling a little bit and saying, well, he wasn't picked because of the talent. And they put up with stuff, but the NFL never goes and does anything. If you're talented, they're gonna get you and all this. So he said all this and talked about the shortcomings, how he doesn't have the strongest arm. He is accurate, but he doesn't move well. I would love for you guys to go back and see Chase Daniel break down the film of Shador Sanders a month and a half to 2 months ago, where before the draft, maybe 3 months ago, where he talked about 5 plays, and he called him an NFL talent. He said those are NFL throws. Look how he moves and climbs in the pocket. Look, he talked about him ravingly. But just it was now everything has changed since the media is coming out saying that he doesn't have the measurables. He doesn't measure up. His arm is inadequate. He's not an athlete. And you just got through talking about how good he was, and everything you counteracted, contradicted everything that you said 3 months ago. And I mean, it's like I'm hearing all these people that said that say that
he got that call from up top. That's why he did that.
yeah. I'm hearing all these people that tell me and that are saying, well, he didn't do this. And I watched him for 2 years, and I watched him all last year. I saw him make throws from the opposite hash mark. I saw him throw on timing. I saw him climb the pocket. I saw him hit throws down the field. I saw him hit layup throws over the linebackers in front of the safeties. I saw him throw on anticipation. I saw him scramble out of the pocket. I saw him do everything. And I'm sitting here listening.
And he came through in the clutch a lot. So
exactly. And I'm sitting here listening to people say that he's holding the ball too long. And I'm like, how do you know he's holding the ball too long? You're not a scout. You're not anybody that deals with the NFL at all. You're just you're sitting here and you're regurgitating that propaganda that's coming down from the top. Because when you watch him, he ain't holding the ball. He couldn't hold the ball. His offensive line was trash. So how the hell did he hold the ball? He had to get it out. It's crazy.
He had a better season than Cam Ward, but he finished 8th in the Heisman Trophy race.
Exactly. That
let me know it was going to be a problem in the draft. That right there alone. He should have won top quarterback of the year award, and he should have been a finalist for the Heisman.
Yeah, he should have.
But because he plays for Deion Sanders and all that hype around,
he had the same name,
and all that money he pulling in, they don't like that.
They don't like it, and they made an example out of him. They made an example out of him, Smith.
It ain't gonna be no problem when he making them money though. Think about it.
Well, but this is the thing though, Smitty. The draft was on Netflix and
NFL
Amazon
Network and
Prime.
ABC.
Yeah. Everybody who don't have cable subscribe to
see him get drafted.
The streaming. Yeah. The NFL had a record of how many people viewed the draft in day 2 and day 3 because of Shedeur Sanders. So while they are making a mockery out of the Sanders family, they're still benefiting from the family.
Facts.
Which means that, in my opinion, you owe the Sanders some money.
Yeah. And to add on what Hancock said, you look at where he's drafted, they look at those players at that point from the 5th all the way to the 7th. They look at those as developmental players. Ain't nothing about him that needs to be developed. He just needs to land in the right system. And honestly, this is why I think he's the perfect spot in Cleveland. They're one of those quarterbacks better than Shedeur. And
they not.
And you got an offensive mind and Kevin Stefanski that can coach him and use him the way he needs to be used at the NFL level. Because guess what? Sean Watson probably not coming back. So why not put all your eggs in that basket? Train him up to be a quarterback at the next level, because I feel like he can actually save the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, only thing I worry about, like I said, Smith, the NFL is not in the business of being wrong. Look at the Kaepernick situation. Look at the Maurice Claret situation. Look at Mike Williams' situation. All those situations, even when they were really shown to be in the wrong or got ruled against them in the Claret situation, they stuck to their guns. They remind me a lot of one of the parties that run this world right now. That no matter what, they're not going to admit to any guilt, any wrongdoing, and they're going to always have the same message. And if you listen to this message this whole time to justify not taking him, all you heard is that he's not a great athlete. He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't. He doesn't process. Everything they're saying is lies, and they perpetuated it. And they got people. They got the Bomani Jones regurgitating this crap. They got Chris Carter regurgitating this crap. They got Jamel Hill on CNN regurgitating. It's so much. It's a machine. You cannot beat this media, man. It is
Yeah,
ridiculous, and it pisses me off.
but but
Man,
but this lets you know who got the power because what Ben Roethlisberger did, he didn't get suspended. He
nope.
got fined, but it wasn't that much. And he played another 5-6 years. So
They
it's
did.
all who they stand behind.
Yeah. True that. That is, and I knew Hancock was getting it. Hancock, you want to wipe your
Wipe my head. Yeah, because it's a bad situation. But I hate they did. And the biggest thing that people don't understand, by not selecting him where he should have gone, they took $40 million out of his pocket. $40 million difference out of his pocket.
Trust me, Hancock. By the time his career over, no matter how long it is, he'll make it back. Trust me.
I hope you're right. I've seen them take careers away though, because I can tell you, after Maurice Claret's freshman season at Ohio State, I thought he was destined to be a good running back in the NFL, and that did not work out. I'm telling you, they can ruin you. They can.
Yeah,
I've seen it. They can definitely ruin you. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen how everybody in this chat knows how good Warren Moon was. Warren Moon had to go to the CFL and play 6 to 8 years before he was given a chance to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Because they had a certain type back then.
Exactly. They had a certain
different
type.
complexion. Right.
And it's just one thing after another, man, that we have to face. And it just, what gets me is our own supposed heroes or people that kind of run narratives echo the same crap that they say to prove the point and make it right. They go out and they say this crap, and they just back it up and say this. And we have watched the film, Smitty. You watched the film. What do you see in him that says he is not a starter in the NFL? But you took it away from him and say his talent is only backup talent.
Yeah. But look,
that's what they did.
I'm telling you.
That's exactly what they did. Because anytime you take a quarterback in those rounds that are early enough, they're going to give them a chance to, no matter what, flame out. Look at Trey Lance. We all know Trey Lance is not an NFL quarterback. The 49ers took him.
He got drafted in the first round, right?
Exactly. And they gave him another chance. Baker Mayfield didn't work out, but they gave him another chance, and now he was working out. Because when you're a first rounder, they give you another chance, whether it's here, the next place. Look at even in New York, the Jets right now. I'm a fan. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's getting another shot, right? Justin Fields, right. Because of where he was drafted. Right. Had Justin Fields been in round 5, he would not be the quarterback of the Jets this year. That's my point.
Yeah. And very rarely do you find Jim that late in the draft. Brock
exactly.
Purdy, the reason why Brock Purdy has succeeded because of the system he's in.
The system he's in.
And this another thing. I thought San Francisco would have took a chance because I know they don't want to pay Brock Purdy $55 million. We all know that. but since, like you said, since this collusion thing, they said, well, they probably one of those teams that took him off their board. So look, it's about 5 to 16 right now. And even the bad thing about that, I thought about Tom Brady is one of your mentors, and he didn't even take a chance on you.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand that either, Smith. I promise I did. What I don't understand that. That made no sense to me.
That lets you know it's collusion, man.
I guess you're right. You had to be right.
If your mentor don't take a chance on you, something is absolutely wrong with that.
It has to be. It has to be.
So, but this is my question, and I see Smitty, you can hang around with us, but this is my question, and Coach, you can chime in as well. If Dion is so connected to the NFL. If Dion is so connected to the NFL with all these so-called friends and coaches and connections, how come Dion wasn't warned or told that this was going to happen?
Hey man, I don't
Some
know.
things they just can't speak on. I mean, if they tell him and they find out they told, they might lose their job. So it's only so far that they
There
can
ain't no
go.
way if me and you partners and I see somebody doing something dirty
Say it, big homie.
behind your back.
Yeah, but
I
see,
don't care.
we grew up like that though. Ho, everybody didn't grow up like that.
Yeah, but then do you call them friends or do you call them? I mean, what do you call them? Because it seems
Think
like to
about
me,
this though. This right here
Snakes.
changed everything.
Snakes.
This changes everything. They don't want to lose that money.
Yeah.
Think
But
about
you
it.
look at Chris Carter, man. Chris Carter looked like he got some kind of vendetta against Dion. I mean, for the things that he said, even if you felt him and Dion and all y'all supposed to be boys, you don't say that. I mean,
Yeah.
you talked about Shador like Shador, and the thing I can't understand, this dude ain't done nothing off the field.
Let
Been a
me,
model citizen off the field. You mad at him because he's flamboyant or whatever. Who's his daddy? What is he gonna be but flamboyant? What is he gonna
let,
be but
let me tell you
outspoken?
something
And
about that,
it's just crazy.
Hancock. That
Yeah,
goes to him being a Hall of Fame player. He knows he
yeah,
had to put on for the NFL because he's in that club. If he's not a Hall of Famer, he probably never says that. But he has to follow certain rules and say certain things to not get in trouble with that NFL Hall of Fame committee. So he's gonna say things like that because we all know what he said. That was some coon stuff. You just don't say
yeah,
stuff like
exactly,
that. Come on,
exactly.
man. Come on. You breaking down a kid that you know deserve the opportunity. That's just like Randy Moss. We know what Randy Moss got accused of before he made it to the NFL. He still got drafted in the first round. And he ended
Exactly.
up in the Hall of Fame. So come on, man. You look, he done been and
Look,
look,
man.
bad, no, but look, this is the bad part though. And I'm gonna just say this and I'm try to be as blunt as I can.
please be blunt.
He he ain't always had the perfect life. Remember these years in Philadelphia where he
Yeah,
had did before
yeah,
he became
yeah,
the Chris Carter in
yeah,
Minnesota. And
yeah.
Shador
But
Sanders ain't
Ryan
nowhere
credit.
Shador
Yeah,
Sanders is not on that path. So for him to say something like that, I mean, it's just degrading, man. It is.
yeah. And you hear all the mess talking about the baggage that came with him and all this. If I'm not mistaken, Johnny Manziel had a cocaine problem.
Yep.
And the NFL had some of the NFL got the best uh, investigative team in the world. They probably second to the Kardashians, going out finding their next man. So you're gonna sit here and tell me they didn't know what was going on with Johnny Manziel?
Oh, they
You
know.
see what I'm
They
saying?
just didn't care.
So they knew everything that was going on, but it wasn't a problem for him. They drafted him. And then people talk about, well, it's a different time now, but the Mannings did this. They went out and told you that Eli was not going to play at San Diego. I don't care what you say. We're not playing for the Chargers. And he did.
Yeah, but when Dion said it's a problem.
It's a problem. He done number the same thing, but it's a problem with Prime.
Yeah.
So,
The thing,
man,
like I said, it's all about control though. Just think about it. Look at all the bull crap Tom Brady did while he was in the league. Who was he playing up on? The one of the wealthiest owners in the NFL, and one who has
yeah,
one of the three owners that has the most power in the NFL. This is why Tom Brady never got in trouble. This
nope,
is why they changed all these rules to fix Tom Brady because he was playing up under one of the wealthiest, most respected owners in the NFL. So it's just all about who got your back.
yep. Wealthy and freaky is on us. You see, people don't even understand. Robert Kraft get caught up in the brothel and down in the massage parlor, and
Never heard
there
of
nothing
him
happened.
again.
Got him
Never heard
on
of him again.
film, got him everything. Nothing happened.
Yep.
Irsay
Horrible.
get caught with drugs and money and whatever like that. He still got his team.
DUIs. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
again, this is why there are no minority owners in the NFL
Oh
because they
no,
got to
ain't
keep
gonna
that
be.
club strict as the way they want it.
All right, fellas, we got to jump into some ballers and busters. Smitty, you go stick around and holler
I
at
got to run, man. I got to
gotta
run. I'm a
run.
little bit late. Yeah.
All right, all right,
All
Smitty.
right,
Well,
Smith.
let everybody know where they can find your fantastic and amazing videos about the Atlanta
Hey
Falcons.
man, y'all follow me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Follow me at the MC South Roundtable on YouTube as well. Find me on Twitter, man. I'm on Twitter blowing things up with crazy takes like this. And actually, the followers they give me most of my ideas. But you know they give me questions, I roll with them, and you drop a question in my comments on YouTube, makes for a great discussion. I might give you a shout out and do a video on it because without y'all, there ain't no sports machine. But this has been a great conversation, man. We should have this conversation again soon because it's just crazy, man, the way things came across.
I agree. All right, Smith, appreciate it, bro, and we'll talk to you soon, sooner than later. How about that?
Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right, Smith.
No
It
doubt.
is. It is Smell with the Falcons report, man. We finna jump into some ballers and busters now. Coach ain't got a dry mouth over there. You been drinking your drink? You been drinking your water, Coach?
I'm just sitting here absorbing the conversation.
There you go. All right, ballers and busters. Here we go. Put your ballers and busters in the comments. We're gonna read them off, and I'm gonna go ahead and start it out first. I'm going with my baller this week. It's gonna be as I'm looking at them now, the Houston Rockets, man. They just ain't scared of nobody right now, bro. They need a
Oh
star,
yeah,
but
they came out tonight.
yeah, they ain't scared of nobody right now. So the Houston Rockets, as they are so young and so this and that, and people said how the championship mentality of Golden State was just going to overwhelm them, but it doesn't look like it. I
Yeah,
just
Golden State just mailing this one in, big home. The game be the next game. And now, you know, the only thing I worry about on Houston tonight is they go into those scoring slumps. So, you know, you got to watch them on that too. I think it's over in the next game myself.
yeah, I'm just they didn't fold like people thought, and
Oh
you got
no,
to give
no, they ain't gonna do that.
you give Ime some credit for taking these young guys after what he had to face. And he took these young guys, man, and developed them, and he's making a name for himself for sure. So
Yeah,
that's my point.
yeah, I agree. They're gonna win this one. Golden State gonna mail it in. I bet you the starters don't play in the fourth at all.
All right, Coach, what you got, Coach?
Um, Dyson Daniels is the baller for the most improved player of the year.
Okay, I can go with that. Love that. Matter of fact,
Yeah, if you're going with me, my ball is Ant Man. Ant Man is here, y'all, and he's proven that there ain't nobody in this league that's better than that kid, man. He's legit, man, and he's showing it. And I love the way he's taking on the challenge of him and LeBron. I mean, that back and forth they had the other night. I think the NBA games have been fantastic, been phenomenal. I know a lot of people talk about college basketball and all that, but it ain't the same for me. I'm enjoying it. I think it's good basketball going on. Most of it been some blowouts, but if you've been watching the Knicks and Pistons, Golden State, Houston, it's been some phenomenal games, man. So I'm still going Ant Man as my baller. I'm looking forward to seeing this game tonight to see how he impacts it tonight. But I think he's here, y'all.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
he don't. I know he don't want to be the face of the league. That's not important to him. But I think he wants to win championships. He goes after it hard. So right now he's my baller.
gotcha. But real quick before we get into our buster, listen to this. Since 2010, the Cleveland Browns have had 8 coaches: Eric Mangini, Pat Shermer, Rob Chazinski, Mike Patine, Hugh Jackson, Greg Williams, Freddie Kitchens, and Kevin
It's the best.
Stefanski. So while we're celebrating, this is not organization to you go there to die. We thought it was the Raiders, but this is the place you go to not grow.
Yeah, well, I work with a true Cleveland Brown fan, and man, he's just he suffers through this misery that you talk about. You know, not having a franchise quarterback and all the coaches and everything they've gone through. So I hear it every day from that big homie. So everything you're saying, he echoes that.
Oh,
It's been hard.
when he came on, I apologized to him, but I have to keep it real and keep it 100. This is not the organization that grows quarterbacks and grows things. The last stability or stable quarterback they had was Bernie Kosar,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
sad. That's really sad. So my buster this week goes out to the NFL. The NFL with the collusion and to make money off of the Sanders family while they are trying to destroy them is as collusion and conniving as you can get as an organization. So, yeah, that's what I say. I say the NFL is my buster for the week for sure. All right, Han, you got your comment in now.
Hey, what's going on, Miss Tracy? Yeah, I'm glad to be back tonight. It's been a
Yeah.
long minute. Been a long minute.
All right, Coach, give me your buster.
I know we're gonna talk about it more, but Halliburton daddy. I ain't gonna say no more. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I played the video hand earlier just to show
Yeah.
people what we were talking about Dame, but I just couldn't resist. I played the video of the man and just he's out of bounds and Shaq was trying to agree with him that he should have been on
I
the floor.
heard, man. I
I'm like,
heard, man. Come on, man. Come on,
well,
Shaq. Come
he
on,
ain't got
Shaq.
no,
I don't
he
know
got no,
what.
he got no business on the floor now.
Yeah, I don't know what Shaq is talking about right there. I like Shaq, but he was off base on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was he's off base. Yeah,
All right.
my buster goes out big home to all these yes men that are coming out. Yes men, yes women, all of them talking about that this is um, about more than just a race card or the takedown of a young man because of who he is, and say that it's about his talent and all that. All these people who keep echoing that same lie, those are my busters. Because I
Daniel,
just think that
Chase Daniels.
it, Chase Daniel, Chris Carter, uh, countless people on ESPN. Shout out to Mel Kiper for keeping it real, because he told it like he said like man, y'all tripping, and he knew they were tripping. Reese Davis, all these people who sit here and talk about whether the NFL has spoken and all this kind of crap. Yeah, they spoke. They stayed together, and now they're perpetuating a lie. So yeah, my buster goes out to all that side because it was crap. And I know if you follow me on Facebook, you saw my apology this week. My apology is to LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James, I sincerely apologize because this is the reason I think you did the right thing. You protected your son, whether he was an NBA talent or not. I understand, and, because we see now, even when you deserve what you're supposed to get, it can be taken away from you. So if you're a person in position of power and you can put your thumb on the scale to manipulate, I don't care if that's a bad word in this situation or whatever, or drive a narrative to make your son or someone you love or care do something or get something in this world, do it. Because what we just saw, they robbed this kid of $40 million, at least $30 million. And I believe that, I'm glad to see that Bronny got his money. And big homie, I was all the way against it. I'm like, man, LeBron, you tripping. No, he did the right thing, big homie. Because in this world, you better go get it. Because nothing's gonna be there for you. If you can't do it, you see now, even when you do it right, they can take it from you. So I apologize, LeBron James. You did the right thing.
Yeah. All right, here's our boy stop for the week. My boy stop for the week is gonna be off the court. Well, sort of not off the court, but off the court is I'm gonna send out a smoke signal for some help for this young lady. Um, I think therapy is good. I think maybe it's time for this young lady to get to seek some, and no other than Aisha Curry. I'm not sure. I can't remember when she said it, but she's talking about she want an open relationship marriage now because she can't get the attention that she need from Steph. I'm not sure. Somebody one somebody said maybe she needs to stop talking to Dale Curry ex-wife because this is, I don't know what she's on, what she been doing. Maybe what she's cooking is something is in the food, but you can't be married to Steph talking about you want an open marriage. You can't be married. Yeah, that's completely foolery. I just can't believe it's being said. I can't believe she said it. I can't believe that it's even out. So she get my bust award for this week. All right, coach.
Well, why don't she open the door and walk out? I mean, you want an open relationship? Open the door, leave him, and then see what your life look like.
Yeah.
Nobody care.
All right.
Uh, who is the boy? Oh Lord, there's so many. Um, Dan Orlovsky, I think I probably called him out of everybody because every time you look up, he got a negative gripe against somebody, a quarterback. And for the media, y'all get boy stopped too. Don't tell me nothing else about Shador Sanders. Nothing. Let me see him quarterback. I wanted nothing about, oh, he made good throws in practice. He's supposed to. Oh, he made a long pass. He's supposed to. Oh, he
Right.
did this. He's supposed to. He trying to make team. Leave me alone. I wanted nothing else about Shador Sanders. I wanted to make team first. Then we can move on from that. All that garbage. Him should do Sanders this, should do Sanders that. That's enough.
Well, you know it's coming.
Yeah,
But like I
yeah.
said, I only have a boy stop, big homie. I'm worried about him making the team. I'm gonna be honest with
Oh, okay.
you, and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm worried about it.
Oh,
Like I
we can
said, I
go with
don't think they're. I don't think the NFL is in the business of being wrong. So I'm sure they're gonna do everything they can to make themselves right.
yeah, they not gonna look bad at all. Be wrong, look bad, and you're not gonna tell them what to do.
Exactly. So that's why I'm worried whether this kid makes the squad.
Um, Before we get into our fun bag, NFL playoffs. Cleveland and OKC look they've been cruising. Han, how do you think they're doing? Who looked the best out of those two?
Yeah, you gotta say both of them, man. I think it's pretty equal because I saw Cleveland kind of dismantle Miami even without Garland the last two games. I mean, the depth that both of these teams have, it's evident. It jumps out that they can go to their bench and still be in show production. So we'll see what happens in the next round with both of them. But as of now, they both look like the two top teams, even though I still have Boston coming out of the East, to be honest with you. I still think Boston's going to get them. But right now, if you ask me who looks the best, it's those two teams. I think it's so even between them. I don't have an edge between those two.
Coach, who you liking between those two? Which one looked the best as they cruise full sweep through their first round?
Neither one of them gonna win it, but they both look good. Both of them gonna get picked off. And HO, this is my time to make an unsolicited comment about my boy last night, who put on somewhat of a show coming off the bench. One Mr. Russell Westbrook, who said,
I
"Hey,
thought
y'all give
I
me the
thought you was
ball."
talking about the big boy.
No, sir. See, there you go. See. Uh, he's not in the playoffs anymore, and
Oh, he's not.
your delicious meal is on the way. Don't try to cover that up. You tried to slide that one in there. I'm gonna forgive you. What my shank at? God dog it, that's it. I done lost my shank. I gotta find it. God dog it. When you not talking about Mr. Edie, he did what he did. So, but Denver, Denver and the Clippers. The reason Oklahoma City will probably beat both of them because they're gonna be so doggone tired. They ain't gonna have enough. They ain't gonna have a chance to be ready for Oklahoma City. They beating each other up. Uh, and they when Oklahoma City sitting back chilling and watching videos and stuff. They just taking it easy, so they'll be ready. But I just want to see one of them. I just want to see a series. If they even if they can't win, at least come out and make it a competitive. Don't let Oklahoma City beat you 4-0. Cause I'm gonna be like, wow. Then that means Oklahoma City, this is your year. Sam Presti, who done wasted several teams that it should have won the championship, but not gonna get into that. Cause that team back in the day, I just okay, I'm leave that alone.
New York and
Detroit.
yeah, Detroit. Had
Highway
them starting
robbery.
too. What you
Detroit
got on them?
is Detroit about a wing player away, man. I think they need some one wing player that can. They got good depth off the bench. And I'm not mad at that, but they need a wing that starts that can score consistently to go along with Cunningham. Cunningham is two players to me that have come on. That's him and Paolo Banchero. Two guys that I was kind of like, I don't know if they could ever be lead guys on a franchise, but they both proved me wrong. But I think that Detroit is probably one player away. Um, if they can do that, I think they'll be ready. I think Houston the same way with that big home, and that's another subject. But that New York and Detroit series is a good series, and Detroit really has a chance to get them, and they might put New York out. And
Mhm.
I think if they put them out, that's the end of Thibodeau, and so we'll see a change in New York if that happens. So, but I'm looking forward to that next game. Should be good.
All right, Cole, what you got?
Uh, I just happened to glance at something, and I'm gonna jump back to the NFL. They said this is the worst quarterback in the NFL, and they didn't give no names, but they said he had Tom Brady's mobility, RG3's knees, Aaron Rodgers' leadership, Philip Rivers' pullout game, Eli Manning arm strength, Kyler Murray height, Kirk Cousins clutchness, Cam Newton post game attire, and Lamar Jackson accuracy. I said, dog, what quarterback is that? But anyway, going back to the NBA, Detroit, that should have been my boy stop. Please, NBA, stop doing this little 2 minute thing where y'all talk about the game and then you admit you made a mistake. You got dog, you cost
Right.
them a game.
Yeah, you did.
Potentially. Why you gonna come with that? Yeah, we missed the call. Hardaway could have been shooting free throws right after that, after you said that. Get him back on the court, let him shoot the free throws, not Denver up three, not Denver, Detroit up 3-2. But y'all come with these little after the fact. Then they talking about Luka Doncic. Yeah, he got fouled. We missed the call. Well, let it go. Ain't nobody saying that it ain't gonna change the game. You're
Yeah.
not gonna to start the game over again. Stop with all
That,
these little
that's
two
why they
minutes.
say this stuff is rigged, Coach. I agree with you, man, because I'm seeing stuff. I had talked to Big Homie about it. Coach, I've been watching basketball a long time, and I know. We talk about the back end of a 1-and-1 or the second shot of a two-shot free throw attempt. Coach, when the ball hits the rim, when does the clock start on
That's
that
what
second
happens.
shot? Does it start when somebody touches, somebody hit the rim?
It should start when they touch it, right?
Okay, well maybe I'm wrong. As far as I know, when you shoot the ball and the ball hits off the rim, the clock starts.
You could be right.
I've never seen where you had to touch the ball for the clock to run. That
You
I've
could
never
be right.
seen. So I saw the NBA do this 2 games ago that almost gave New York a chance to beat the Pistons in that game where they shot the free throw, they missed it on purpose. The Knicks jumped up and instead of grabbing the ball, they let the ball. No, I'm saying it's like other way. The Knicks were shooting because Brunson shot the ball. The ball hits the rim. The Pistons jump up and instead of grabbing the ball, they let the ball come down and they call timeout. And they said no time ran out the clock because it's not live. I've never seen where the ball not live off a free throw. I didn't know that. If I'm wrong, I got to go to the record to the books and see because I've never seen that. I thought when the ball hits the rim, the clock and it's a live ball. That's why they go after it. So I don't know. If that's the case and the clock don't start and you're gonna get imminent possession, they ought to do it on every play and just say, let the ball hit the ground. We go get the ball out of bounds because the clock ain't started. I ain't never seen it. I've never seen it. And then in the same game, they had a backcourt call where they threw the ball in the front court. The guy caught it. His momentum took him in the backcourt with the ball, and they said it wasn't backcourt. Because they say if you have momentum going, it takes you in the backcourt. It's not a backcourt. I've never seen it. I don't understand this basketball. This is what I told Big Homie a long time ago when they were talking about kids coming out of school weren't ready to play NBA basketball. Hell, ain't nobody ready to play NBA basketball when they come out. I don't care how old you are, because the rules are different. Everything is different. I don't care how old you are, you're not ready because you don't know what a foul is. You don't know what a travel is. You don't know what if you can run the baseline or not. It's crazy. I've never seen it. I don't know. So I got to ask more basketball people about when the clock starts on the second shot of a free throw because I don't know. Apparently I'm wrong because you said maybe when they touch it. So maybe so because that's what they said in the NBA. I've never seen it though. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I just looking at it. I always, I
I'm,
mean,
I'm gonna look it up.
Mhm. All right, while y'all looking it up, we gonna have a little fun. We go jump into the SRT fun bag. That's gonna end our. Like we got to close on now. We got about 2 or 3 minutes, so we close out. So we got a SRT fun bag is in the building, Coach. I know you ready. Hand it's been a minute, so you got to get yourself ready. Fun bag is back. All right, here we go. First question is this. This will be right up your alley, hand.
Okay.
How much money would it take for you to retire immediately?
To retire me, that this with no taxes or whatever, just my money I need to retire, right?
Yeah.
I can
How
take give me a meal. Give me a meal, I'm out.
give you a meal, you out. Coach?
I'm out.
20 million. I got overhead.
Yeah. It'll be 10 for me. I got overhead too, and I got Duke.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can get about a meal, I believe.
Yeah. It gotta be about 10 for me.
I hear
All
you.
right. This the one gonna have everybody going. We're going to the outlet, shopping outlet. I'm gonna give you 3 stores, you get 1 item apiece for free. Which stores are you going to?
One item
Yeah.
apiece in 3 stores.
Yep. You
Uh,
go to three. You go to 3 different stores, get 1 item apiece, but you got to pick your 3 stores.
Coach, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I ain't been to the outlet in a long time.
I guess I'm going to the Nike store, so I ain't really into Jordan, so I don't even know if I'm going to Nike store. I take that back.
Reebok. I love Reebok. What's the cooking store name? Uh, I forgot the name of it. That store and Denny's. I can get something to eat.
What you, all right, hand, what you got? Coach said he going.
It's free. Yeah.
Yeah, you right.
uh, I don't know, big home, because I ain't into really a lot of stuff that be at. Like they got jewelry and shoes and clothes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Is it? Yeah, I don't even know, man. Shoot.
Go to the cologne place. They got cologne. They got
Okay. Yeah, I'm with that then. Cologne, whatever
vitamin
cologne store.
vitamin shop, Cole Haan shoes. I know I'm going to Cole Haan.
Okay.
Hmm. That's
Nah, I don't know,
okay.
big home.
Should have
Cole,
been.
what say? You want to
But
change it up? You want to go to Cole Haan now? Not really.
I got to figure out the. Like I said, it's hard for me to do it because I don't know exactly what stores are.
Yeah, you can make up a so. It don't matter. All right, let's go on to the next. All right, swimming. Swimming to complete a lap, you got to go down and back. That's one lap, down and back. If you get $100 for every lap for swimming, how much money would you have before you get tired?
I might be.
$50.
I'm gonna be in the negative, big homie. I can't swim. I'm gonna owe money. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna owe some money, big homie.
Oh man, you gonna owe some money?
I'm
Lord
gonna
have
owe
mercy.
some money. Yeah, I can't swim.
All right, man. Coach,
Yeah, I probably get about 200.
about 200 before you get tired. Down and back, one. Down and back, two. And 200, you good?
Yeah, I get about 200.
All right, that'll treat us good at the Big Easy right there now.
Oh Lord, then see that's where it all go. Now okay.
You looking for your shank?
There's no need to try to hold it off any longer. I mean,
Uh-oh.
I just need for
Now,
him.
correct. Big homie, I just saw it. They said when the ball is officially touched by a player, so I stand corrected.
Oh, that's what they said.
That's what it says. Official said when on the missed free throw when in the rule book, the clock starts on a missed free throw when the ball touches or is touched by a player on the floor. So, okay, I was wrong. I've been wrong on that one my whole life.
Yeah. Look at Coach he got the big and tall over there. Coach, what you doing now?
See this
Showing your
hand
mic.
cup?
Yeah. Man.
Yes,
He didn't see
sir.
it, Coach. He didn't see it, Coach.
See that?
What you got, Cole? Cole got that paper.
Yeah.
That's money I can't touch because I gotta save it for you.
Hey.
Dog.
All right, the next
That
question. Same thing for bowling. Uh, every strike you get $100. How much money you got after you finish the game?
$100.
I think I get $200 or $300, big homie.
Two or 300.
I can get you about 200 or 300. Yeah, between 200 and 300.
Coach,
Every strike, shoot,
every
100.
strike you get $100. How
I'm
much?
not a
How much?
good. I'm not a good bowler. I just sling it down there and hope it knocks something down. Try to keep it in the road.
Oh, I think I can get about 800 out of that one.
Oh,
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that thing now. So yeah, about 800.
you a bad man. I ain't getting that much. I'll think about it.
All right, I gotta have a way back when question. So way back when you was getting home from school, what was your favorite after school sitcom or cartoon that you used to run home to watch?
Speed Racer, big homie.
Speed Racer. Okay,
Speed
Coach,
Racer, yeah.
What's the one Spectre Man?
that's a good one.
Had to watch Spectre Man throw his moves and all that junk
Yeah.
and
Uh, I
with the
had like I had like three Flintstones, Space Giants, and Leave It to Beaver.
I'm gonna leave it to Beaver.
Yeah, man.
The Beaver.
Now in the morning time, I used to get up early, used to watch Mighty Mouse and Ricochet Rabbit, Dippy the Dog, and all them.
Well, that was my Saturday thing, getting up early in the morning. If I didn't get up Saturday and watch Super Friends, then my Saturday was messed up
Yeah.
already. I
Yeah,
gotta
I watched
watch
some
Super
Super
Friends
Friends too, Coach. Yeah.
Yeah,
without a doubt. 7 o'clock, whatever time came on, it didn't matter. I'll get up. I'm there.
all right, last question for tonight. I want you to rank these 3 things that I'm about to tell you. And it's
Uh,
about you. Rank them based on how good you are at them. Cooking, singing, and dancing.
cooking one, singing two, dancing three.
Okay. And
Singing, cooking, dancing.
Yeah, I do the 2-step all night and say,
That's it, Coach. I'm gonna stay right there inside 285, baby. They ain't going far. That's it.
hey.
That's it. That's it, baby. We ain't going outside 285. We're gonna stay right in that
Yes,
box.
sir.
Stay right inside 285.
Like they said, stay in your lane. That's
For me,
right.
it's gonna be dancing, cooking, and then singing.
Oh, you know how to put boots on the ground? Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But if I cook my famous breakfast, then it might be cooking, dancing.
Okay. Now I got to hear what your famous breakfast is.
I have to send you a picture, Coach. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture. Crescent rolls, beef sausage, scrambled egg with cheese.
God dog.
Yeah.
Boy, I need to send you here.
Butter it up. Yes, sir. All
There you
right,
go,
man.
man.
That's gonna be it, man. I should have been having the thing play. I don't know what I was tripping on.
Oh man, I'm thinking about that breakfast now.
Let you see it. I'm gonna make you hungry when I send it to you.
That's all right. I'm hungry now.
There it is. With that being said, man, that's gonna end our show. Yes, we had a great time as always. Thanks, Smitty. Thanks, Coach, for coming through. Hancock, welcome back to the fold, man. I sure appreciate that, man. And it was
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enjoyed it.
good. Yes, sir. We got a chance. You got a chance to get it off your chest too. I see.
Yeah, man. I had a lot of build up, man.
Yeah.
A lot of build up.
And I think it's warranted, so I wouldn't feel bad. We gotta pray for Uncle Shay Shay as another woman has come out.
Oh Lord.
And said that she was a part of the roster too. The same lady that was on the live. Now she come out. Now she wants some money.
She wants some money now.
Now the interesting thing about that situation with I'm talking about the 20-year-old girl, is it went from mutual agreement to transactional, and all she wanted was 50,000 from Shannon. Shannon like, no, but in order for you to shut your mouth, I'm gonna give you 10. I'm gonna give you 10 million.
Yeah.
So now something ain't right with that now. If she only asked for 50,000 and now you want to give her 10 million, I don't understand that. And now she want 50 million. Yeah, something ain't right with that situation.
Play stupid game, win stupid prizes. That's all.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is called. Yeah, we're gonna have to pray for them folk, man. But Monique tried to tell him that, and Cat Williams, that they coming for you, pimp. You better be ready.
Yes, sir. Gotta be ready. And so you gotta learn who to deal with. You should have been dealing with professionals. If you go spend money on the professionals. You pay her to go home.
Yeah.
See, that what it is. You understand, man.
And you gotta sign an NDA. Somebody, I mean, who's advising him?
Oh.
He doing the Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly what happened.
I mean, you can tell when you're not a real true player, because you just breaking all the laws and all the rules.
Well, I tell you, big homie, they gonna take all the starters out. They got the scrubs in there. They just gonna wait for the next game.
Oh
Nice
yeah, I'm
way.
looking at it now. 93. Yeah, it's good.
It's 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, shout out to you, coach. Shout out to the tenants. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to Smitty, man, and thank you, Smitty. Thanks for everybody tuning in. All right, coach, what you got? Your shout out.
And shout out to H.O. I always call him that. It's always funny to me. Shout out to Hancock, who's here today for ready to collect. Shout out to Smitty, who got from the South Side, looking good on the Falcons talk. Shout out to my boys on the Red Rail Sports Show every Saturday, Red Rail and Armani. 11 o'clock until we get tired. We all always got something good to say. We got a big show this weekend, I think, and I think we're gonna shut it down. Don't know yet. It's coming. But yeah, everybody, thank y'all for listening. Dez, everybody who came listen. Mark, thank y'all for listening to the show.
There it is. All right, big homie, what you got?
Hey man, big homie, I'm just glad to be back in here, man, with y'all, man. I appreciate getting back in. It's been a tough, long road, a lot of work going down, but hey, I'm back in here, so I appreciate it. Shout out to all the people been checking in. I peep in at the show, seeing some people sitting in, and keeping this thing going, big homie. So shout out to you, man. You get in there every weekend, do your thing. So shout out to the crew, shout out to the tennis, and shout out to you, coach. We're going down to the Big Easy, baby.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I ain't gonna forget you. It'll be before the summer's out. I can tell you that.
All right, kid. I'm with it.
Yes, coach got to get well first. Get well, coach. Man, I told
Definitely want that.
Yeah, I went down to the Big Easy this past weekend, man, just to make sure that the food was still consistent and as always, it never missed.
I heard that.
Crab claws was banging, shrimps was banging as well. So yeah, we went on down there and we had a good old time, and it was as the young folks say, it was fussy as always.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right, man. It's 9:13. Go out and play your Powerball number before 10 o'clock. And with that being said, this your main man, H.O. from Baycare, R.I.P. Mons and Pops. Oh, no. Hancock back now, so we can start from the beginning. All right, Han, let's go. Let's get it.
Boogie! Oh, head home, baby.
It's your main man, H.O. from Baycare, R.I.P. Mons and Pops and BC. And if you love the show,
tell a friend.
And if you didn't,
quit cooning.
You already know, man. This SRT. We y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.